our spectacular campsites on the most remote of tracks, to the workshop and everything in between. Your next episode of Great Off-Road Adventures is just seconds away. G'day everyone, it's Graham from Great Off-Road Adventures here. Welcome to a new segment that I'm going to call Quick Reviews. So it's designed to be a sub 10-minute review on a product, an accessory, a modification that we've got that we use for camping, four-wheel driving. I'm even going to include some of my camera gear, some of my software on the computer to help you guys out. So it's obviously designed to help you out with picking the right gear before you go and spend your hard-earned money. So this is quick review number 1, and it's going to be on the ARB 4x4 Track Pack. Those of you that have been watching my YouTube channel for a while, you'll have seen that I've been using one of these for the last 18 months. This is my third one. Now, before we go into an unboxing, I'm just going to explain why. My first one developed a bit of a rip down the seam, about a 10 centimeter rip. Took it back to ARB, it was 8 months old. They warranted it, gave me another one. The second one, it wasn't ripped as in ripped open, but the stitching was starting to tear, if you know what I mean. In the exact same place the first one ripped. So that was a bit of a concern. The other problem with the second bag was one of the buckles broke. The buckle actually broke quite early on in the piece. It developed a little bit of a crack. I just forged on with it, and eventually the actual 2 bits of the buckle just fell apart. And at that point, I couldn't forge on with it anymore. It was completely cactus. So that prompted me to go back to ARB. They warranted the bag again, and now I've got the third one. Right, well, let's unbox the ARB 4x4 Track Pack, and whilst we do so, I'll run you through the pros and cons. So let's get into the bag itself. I guess the reason why I'm on my third one of these is the space that these bags have. It's really handy. They're they are, as far as I'm aware, the only bag on the market that has a side pocket that big. So a lot of the other bags have really small side pockets and you can't fit a lot in them. You can fit your bin liners, a few bits and pieces, and that's it. What I like about these is you can actually fit a full recovery strap in that pocket plus shackles. So in one pocket I keep a snatch strap with shackles, and the other pocket on the other side I keep my winch extension strap and a couple other shackles. Now a few people would say, well, why'd you keep your recovery gear there? You've got drawers. Well, a few times you know, you've got unavoidable bog holes, or you get stuck up against a tree. Four-wheel driving out there is pretty dynamic. You're not always going to be able to open your spare tyres and then open your tailgate and open your drawers. So if you're keeping your recovery gear in there, yeah, you might run into a bit of grief. So I like to keep some recovery gear at hand in the outside pockets of the rubbish bag. It just saves that embarrassing moment of being stuck, not being able to get to your recovery gear. A few other things I like about the bag. It's got the mesh floor on the bottom so that all your bin juices and all that, it just drips straight out. I've never come back from a trip and had stinky rubbish, that stinky rubbish smell. So I think having the mesh floor really works well. Just allows that rubbish, the juices is what makes it smell. It allows it just to drip through, and obviously allows it to ventilate. So 2 big side pockets, and then in the lid you get a nifty little bottle opener, and there's also another little like pocket inside the lid here that I guess you could keep your bin liners and that sort of thing in there, so that's pretty helpful. In the bag itself, I don't know if you can see it, try to there, it has a divider, so and it just clips in like so. So that's if you want to do recycling, you can go half rubbish, half recycling. So yeah, you can do that. But yeah, I mean, the actual size of this bag is huge. Now, obviously, like I touched on, I've had a few faults with my first two bags, with them ripping. So the first one ripped down this seam here, and the second one was starting to rip in exactly the same place. And then obviously, like I touched on, the buckle broke. So what happened was there was one of these bottom buckles. It cracked through here first, and then I just forged on with it, and eventually it cracked the other side and cracked up the top, and I just had two halves of the buckle, which obviously isn't really good because you can't put your bag on anymore. So that was what prompted me to take it back to ARB the second time and get them to warrant the bag. A little bit disappointing. Perhaps I've just had a bad run of things. I got told not to put heavy stuff in the side pockets. Now, I don't know, what do you consider heavy? Would you consider a recovery strap too heavy? In my opinion, no. The pocket's big enough to take it, and on the side of the box, it even says that you can store your shackles on a loop in the inside of the pocket here. So they literally have sewn a loop in the top of the pocket for you to put your shackles. So why can't you put a recovery strap in there? Fingers crossed this bag lasts me a couple years. I really want it to, because it is a great design. Like I said, there's no other bags that are this big and actually allow you to put recovery gear in there and have those little tags for you to put your shackles on. So in that regard, it's full of features. It is a really well thought out bag. Hopefully this one lasts. If it doesn't, look, I'll be very sure to let you know. As it stands, I'm going to give this probably 3 or 4 trips. So I will report back once it's nice and dirty and it's been used for a bit with how it's standing up. Anyway, guys, we'll see you in a few weeks' time. Maybe I should say a few months' time. We'll see how we go. But anyway, we'll see you again and we'll talk about this bag once I've used it a bit more. Well guys, here's a close-up of the bag. This was the pocket the recovery gear was stored in. I don't know why it would break the seam there. Then this is the top lid of the bag, and it's starting to rip the stitching here. And then obviously this is the side pocket, or the side of the main pocket, and the bottom of the main pocket. If I put too much weight in the side pocket, I'd expected the side pocket to break off, not the main part of the bag to come apart. But yeah. And obviously it's ripping up the top here where the strap's sewed into it. So yes, I have a hard time recommending the ARB bag at the moment to anyone. Well, we've just gotten back from ARB, so let's wrap up the review here with my final thoughts. I love the design of the ARB bag. It has some great features. There's plenty of storage in the center compartment. There's a divider, so you can put both rubbish and recycling. The side pockets are massive. I love the loops to be able to secure your shackles in there. But at the same time, those big side pockets, they sort of encourage you to store a lot of stuff in there. And that's why I got the bag, because I wanted the big side pockets to be able to store my recovery gear. But at the same time, that's its downfall. You put even something moderately heavy in the side pockets of the bag and it just rips itself apart. They're a great design, but I just don't think they're made strong enough. Of the 7 ARB bags that I personally know in use with people I actually personally know, obviously my 3 have all failed. The other failure I know of is my friend Nathan. You would have seen him in some of my early videos. He had an ARB bag on the back of his Patriot camper trailer. It failed halfway across Nullarbor. Again, massive rip down the seam, same as what my most recent bag did. He had that warranted, replaced, got another one, and he's just finished going through the Simpson Desert and Gibb River Road. That bag has been fine. Stood up to all of that. And then Kieran with the grey BT50, he's using one, first bag, no issues whatsoever. And then Damo with the grey 200 series like mine, again, first bag, no issues. So 7 bags I know of personally, 4 have failed. In my opinion, that's pretty poor. It's very poor. We'll leave it there. I've given you my thoughts on the bag. I'm sure you know my opinion on it. What am I going to do next? Well, I'm going to go for something obviously a lot stronger, and it still needs to work with what I'm trying to achieve. So I think the only way I'm going to get about achieving that is to get something custom made. But I think that's the route I need to go down to achieve the end result that I want, which is easily accessible recovery gear and rubbish storage and MaxTrax mounting all on the same spare wheel. It is a big ask, but you know, nothing's impossible. You just got to find the right person wants to take on the task. We're going to leave the video here now. I hope someone out there has found this video useful, especially if you're looking to store heavy stuff in that ARB bag. Just don't get it. Go and find something else. But anyway, I've touched on that. I've harped on about it enough. The review is starting to drag out. What I want you guys to do though is to let me know your thoughts on this quick review segment. Like I said, I want it to be about a 10-minute quick review on a piece of gear that we use, camping, forward driving, camera gear, whatever. This one's obviously dragged on a little bit because I had a bad experience, and I just wanted to cover off that whole process with you guys from woe to go. So we've done that now. We'll leave the video where it is. If you do have any further questions about the ARB bag, throw them in the comments below. Happy to answer them for you. And happy safe adventuring, guys. Hopefully we will see you back in the next video, whether it's a quick review or a trip episode. Happy safe adventuring, and look forward to seeing another video. Hey guys, I just want to clarify that this review is not a complaint against ARB in any way. The first 2 occasions they warranted the bag with no questions asked, and on the 3rd time when I went and requested my money back, they were very forthcoming with it. So ARB, congratulations on your customer service. It was excellent. This review was just a review of the ARB Track Pack and my experiences with it.